Man, we are live. Man, what's going on, everybody? Fragged out, swagged out, and she always messes that up. It's all good. She getting it though. She used to doing content alone. Hey, so today, as we already said, um, previously, we got some new Xerjoff joints that we are gonna talk about. But we're gonna have some people joining us while they jump in. I'm gonna get some stuff set up in the background, so stand by.
Yes, yes, yes. Hello.
All right. All right. So let's see. I'm waiting on some folks to jump up in here.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna use my phone
Let me see here. Yeah, you can check with your phone.
to go on because from this distance, can't see.
Let's see here. Let me see if I can.
Copy the link.
I already sent that out. All right. Give us 1 second. We just dealing with some things right now. Hang on. You're supposed to keep them entertained. You're supposed to. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, how you on to that long talk? You didn't even say that to nobody. Yo, that's wild.
So,
nah, nah, that's crazy.
we're going to be talking about Xerjoff. Make sure you comment down below what is your favorite Xerjoff. Yeah. What's your favorite Xerjoff?
Yeah. Let's get some vibes going. What's
Yeah. And let's see sense of the day. I'm trying to find me to log in to do it. I'm not.
the what?
I'm trying to like find it. That's why I can't see from the distance. I'm blind, partially.
Are you trying to log in to see the? Yeah.
That way I can
Okay,
see.
yeah. I know what you're saying.
Because from this distance, I can't see what anybody's saying.
Yeah.
Because the way my eyes is set up is not like that.
Yo, I see. Punch said he was rocking Monkey Special. He on Instagram.
Oh, see, so we need.
Perfuadito, my guy was good. Yo, that new release. I'm on the other side of the camera, but I see you, my guy. You got that Achento. That's what's up. We got some Achento talk coming up in a minute.
Yes.
We just waiting for. Let's see here, if anybody else has joined us yet. We might.
Yeah.
Yo.
A few. It's showing 14 people in the.
No. I mean, from the guests.
Ah.
So we have two other individuals that should be joining us in a little while. Let me see if I can expand this.
Yeah, no.
Let me see. Let me see if I open it on the.
Hey, Jessica. How you?
No, not even. That was just no. All right.
Okay,
So
disappear again.
yeah, I did.
I sent you overdose. Yeah, I remember that was your favorite one, Jessica. So the purple, why am I showing my look? I'm showing my phone like if she could see it from my phone.
Yeah, wrong phone.
Wrong phone.
Wrong phone.
I'm like this. The purple one. You're gonna love the purple one too, Mama. Hey, Warrior. How you doing? Yes, Warrior. See, do you like? Yes. I have to enjoy it, Warrior.
Oh, because he peeped you rocked the.
Nobody wants to belt.
Yo, that's that serious about putting on that brand new. Yo, listen. So I don't know how many people we have here that are like heavy in the Xerjoff fragrance, all that game. Um, so what I have here is a couple of the more recent ones. We're gonna talk about at least one of them that are here, and then the rest of them I have in the samples there, which is a couple of bangers. So if you've been following anything in the Xerjoff fragrance space, you know that recently they had some big releases. More recently, there is a fragrance that just got officially released yesterday or the day before yesterday, I believe, and that is this one right here, Purple Accento. So we are lucky enough to be one of the few to be able to speak on this early in the game. Again, big shout out to Rafa from Xerjoff. That's Amore for putting that in our hand, giving the ability to smell it, test it, wear it, have a idea of it, and it was incidentally the last thing I sprayed before I walked out the house today, and it was killing. So hold on a second. Let's see here. Boom. And there we go. We have somebody on stage. Let's go. And we still have one more. We still have one more on his way.
Hey, Rafa.
Rafa, what's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Nika, Rico,
How you
how are
doing?
you? Can
Good
you
to
hear me?
see you.
Man, we good,
Can you
bro.
hear
We,
me?
we are good.
Okay, good, good. Good to see you guys. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
likewise. Likewise.
Can't believe it, right? It's like the last time that I saw you guys wasn't
Yep.
at the
That's
airport in Milan.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, it's funnier than that. We just saw right before we jumped on here on like on our
A
YouTube.
year ago, we did the live, the short show
Just
live.
about 1 year ago was the last live we did, and my phone
Unbelievable.
decided to remind me, "Hey, a year ago you did this live," and here we are 1 year later
Like,
doing
listen,
the live again. I don't know that it's to the date or the month,
I
or,
don't know, but
but it was about a
it's
year ago
crazy.
because YouTube reminded me, and a lot has happened in Xerjoff as a house since the last time we spoke, or at least the last time we did this type of platform of communication. A couple of big things, um, collaborations that even I would say that looking at the first couple of collaborations, I did not see this one coming at all. So some surprises there, and even there's still some stuff out there that hasn't even been released yet, and some brand new releases. So this is I think this is a good time, especially for all of the big Xerjoff fans,
Yeah.
to get the opportunity. When I always say, if you want to know something about Xerjoff, you wanna ask Rafa like if you hear about something that's coming out, Rafa let you know like if that's where you go to find out if it's true, false, whatever. So we have him here today. Here's your chance to ask the questions that everybody wants to ask to somebody who knows. I want to say all the answers, even if he says he doesn't. I think he knows all the answers. So so this is gonna be fun. We do have
Okay.
one person remaining. That is Joe. But in the meanwhile,
Yeah.
a couple of things. Rafa, number one, what is the scent of the day?
Actually, I'm waiting for this moment to actually pick my scent of the day and now night. Yeah, because I was waiting. Actually, thank you so much for help actually put this together.
Yeah, absolutely,
You
bro.
meant to do it a week ago.
Yes,
And coincidentally, well, there's no coincidence in life. It happens that a year ago we did a stream like this. Unbelievable.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And
Wow.
that was
So
really last minute. Like we had all the best intentions in the world, and then as it got closer, we're like, oh, this coincides with a very busy, active holiday weekend,
Yeah.
and we felt it was the right move to push it over where people are not so busy over this weekend. Because there is a bunch of fun stuff to talk about here. I'll be honest, a lot of times like this, I go into something like this, maybe not trying the fragrance first. Anybody who follows me on TikTok knows that last week Rafa just happened to jump on the same live I was on. And I was like, well, Rafa's here. Let's smell some of these new joints. So I put my nose early. I have some early expectations based on that, but we still have some other stuff that we did not discuss there at all. And yeah, this is gonna be a fun
Well, first of
live.
all, how you guys been? Because, like I said, the last time that we saw each other was we crossed paths at the airport in Milan, and it was
Yeah.
in February, and we are in the middle of the year already. It's June 1st.
It's crazy. It is crazy because it flies.
Yeah.
Like even when you say it right now, it doesn't feel like it was
Damn, like I'm
even
six
close to
months
half
ago.
a year ago. And yeah, it's you get so caught up in the
And then we like,
smelling stuff, creating content stuff, and then the real life stuff. Like I go to work, I come back, and so all these little things, and time does fly. But
yeah.
man, it's been great for I think that event was really, yeah, it was big.
It was good.
It was good. It was every aspect. I think there's always, and I'm one of the people who say in any group of anything, there's always gonna be somebody who you're like, why are they doing that? But overall, I think when the people who love this stuff that much get together, when there's no idea of competition or whatever, you're here to enjoy everything. There is such a great vibe, and it's just cool being in a room full of people who are confident enough in the space where they don't have to,
Yeah.
whatever, a lot of people. And it was so great speaking to some of the perfumers that we love. And then a lot of the content creators, people who
Watches.
preceded
Watch.
my entrance into this, who I was like always like, man, that's if I ever made content, I want to make content similar to this, like informative, cautionary about what's too much hype and what's not, and then understanding how fragrance is made, all those little things, and you get to meet all those people at these events, and they are on the other side of the world sometimes, and they can get kind of expensive. So I'm aware of that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you have the opportunity, man,
Take it. Do it.
what an experience. Even if it's once, what an experience. However, I will caution you that after going to one, you just want to keep going.
Go into all.
You do want to go to more, but yeah, just what an experience overall. Just great. Just great.
And again, it
Yeah.
was really nice meeting you, Rafa, for the in person. And you are as sweet as you are on TV too.
Oh, thank you. No, it was wonderful to actually meet you guys in person. That was amazing for me. I always encourage every single content creator about fragrances. Go to these events, try to figure it out how to go there. Why? Because it's crucial for content creator as fragrances in this content, and it's crucial because you can figure out so many things behind the TV, the computer, uh, talks and everything, but there's
Yeah.
nothing when you are actually there,
There. Yep.
and every single kind of like assumption flies away because there's no assumptions. You go to the events and you figure it out. Oh, this is how it goes. This
Yeah.
is how it's gonna teach you. This is actually what is behind any creation, any brand. It's very important for content creators that is like if you want to be a little bit a step above, that's what I love the energy and the what can I say, uh, the enthusiastic side of the TikTokers, freelance TikTokers.
Mm.
Why? Because they put themselves to go there, even if they're getting invited or no. They always want to go there, and they're unfortunately they're completely from people who started paying 15 years ago. They
Mhm.
already surpass in terms of knowledge because
Yes.
you surrounded by the people who made this, the marketing people who made this, and all this stuff that you actually said, oh, that's how it is. Oh, it's not like that. It's not like that. No, it's not like that. So yeah, I encourage every single one. The three most important events of the year each year is Milano, Essence. The second, Cannes, in France, which is at the end of October, no, September, October,
Mm-hmm.
and Dubai, the beauty
Oh,
world, and the beauty world.
okay.
Those are the three. There's other ones that you can go. Of course, you can go to PD Fragance, and at the end, definitely Saint Explore because it's here in America.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of more experience, in my opinion, is when you go out of the United States,
Yeah.
because this is what you actually gonna learn a lot, and you're gonna completely debunk many theories, many like false narrative or whatever when you go there. And when you are there, you figure out, oh damn it, I wanna be here. I wanna do this. And you can actually make a living with this. Many
Yeah.
people are doing it now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
welcome, Joe.
Hello. Sorry for the delay. New York traffic.
It happens. It happens. We get it, bro. We
But
get
I'm
it.
here now, better late than never. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So first question before we get into anything, um, I'm assuming you work, but what's the fragrance of the day, sir?
you don't want to know that, you'll be mad.
Well, I'll
Actually
be mad.
actually Raphael may be mad too, although he scent of the day, fresh off of my Spain trip, the
Oh damn.
exclusive. Yeah, already. Of course I was gonna wear it today. The limited exclusive, only 1,000 bottles made.
Only
Corbinell.
1,000 much.
Corbinell. Shout outs. Congratulations.
I'm showing you sample.
Yo, wait, hey, way to be humble, bro.
Hey, listen. Come on now, Rico. How long have you known me? You
Nah,
knew
bro, you
to start
got it.
my
Yeah, I would not expect you to take it any different way because that's exactly how I would agree to you if I had the opportunity. Hey, salute to Joe. Salute to Joe. Joe lives out all the amazing dreams that I just sit here on my couch wondering about. What a life.
Why you guys are sipping? Wanna know?
What is? Oh, this is
Strawberry,
strawberry
grape, wine.
strawberry grape moscato.
That's kind of what this smells like, actually. While you're
Oh.
saying it. In a
Boozy.
way, a little bit, sort of, kind of.
I'm happy for you, Joe. I'm ecstatic.
Out.
But I'm also ecstatic about what's in this bag right here. What I have
Yes.
right here are some of the newest. So while we do have some bottles here and a full presentation of one of the ones we will talk about,
Yes, we do.
Mhm.
100%, we have fragrances from the latest collaboration with Duran Duran, which is Black
Neo.
Moonlight, and
Yep. Neo Rio.
Neo Rio, which, um, as I said earlier, I wasn't alive. I was trying to do my best job at not smelling them early. Raph jumped on the live, and I was like, "Well, we're already here. Might as well, talk about it." But additionally, we have two other samples right here. One of them is representative of the full bottle presentation, which we currently have here, which is a lovely,
Yeah,
lovely
purple.
bottle. Man, the fragrance surpasses that. And then the sketch, page 33, the new release here. So,
Sketchbook.
Mm.
I don't
sketchbook.
I
Sketchbook.
don't understand why the party had all these colors.
Oh yeah. Hey, that's a good point.
Rafa,
That's a good point.
I
We
don't
were
understand why the party had all these colors. They were just luminous, like, okay, this is what's to
Yes.
come, but people just didn't know.
when you go back to that
Yes.
picture we took by the big
Yeah.
Xerjoff sign, those were clearly the colors of the theme of the party.
Yeah,
They
there
all
were
came
so
together.
Oh,
many
makes sense.
hints. There were
They
so
all,
many hints, and people never
Yeah.
realized what was it.
yeah. They left little Easter eggs in there. They did like
Right.
Marvel
Yeah,
movies.
so many Easter eggs, even in their wrist.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
until like it happened that it was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know. It was like, really? Check your wrist. Oh, it said Duran Duran on it.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
tempting to say that to Joe Anthony many times. I said, bro, you cannot miss this. You have to go. You
I,
have to go. And I was pushing everyone, like, please do not miss this. I know there's other parties around,
No, I
but this
wasn't gonna
one,
miss this anyways.
Don't miss
Of
it.
yeah,
course,
yeah,
given.
yeah.
we were absolutely not because, as you said, there was there's a lot of parties going on that night, that week,
Yeah.
that everything, and
Like,
we're like, what?
too. So
Yeah,
like, wow,
we gotta prioritize. We have to get over here, and it was
it did not
absolutely
disappoint.
worth the time. Not to mention, the next day was also taking out the store.
Oh
But
yeah, thank you for that too.
Yeah, the
when we
store.
did
Yes.
take a tour of the store, um, first of all, as a collector of fragrance, and again, there's always a difference. Like you can love good fragrances, and there's not a better or worse. It's just a difference. And then when you collect, you at that point you probably have all the fragrances you ever need, but you want more
More.
anyway, and you start liking the aesthetic and the new bottle and the scent of it, and there's a
Yeah.
couple of things, and you like how your collection looks, and I'm one of those people. Um, so when you go to the actual store in Milan, and
Amazing.
you see the history of it, you
Okay.
see the ones that you can't get anywhere else. By the way, Joe, Joe getting that exclusive in-store Torino,
I'm
which
so mad.
you got a hater over here.
Listen, I'm so mad at it.
You have a hater over here. She is, yeah.
And this is
I have a
different from
long
the.
talking to on the way back based on that.
This is different from the Torino collection. Let it be known.
Yes, yes.
Like the Torino 21, 22, 23, 24.
Calm
Soon
down
to be
about 24. Calm down about 24, but
24.
Uh,
You know, but no, I'm just saying this is totally different
yes,
situation from
agreed.
that.
yeah.
This was exclusive to
But
the Turin boutique.
Yes.
I will
So
give you all the explanation, all the story behind each perfume, even that Torino.
oh
The
really?
last, yeah, the whole behind the scenes. I'm gonna tell you guys
I'm ready.
exclusively to you guys,
Oh,
and then
exclusively.
whoever, yeah, and then whoever wants to do a live stream with me talking about only Sergio.
Uh-huh.
I love perfumes. I love many brands. As you can see it down below there, there's
yes.
like down below, there's all the brands over there, and there's a lot of vintage underneath. I collect whatever I like it. I always collect probably the top three of each
Yeah.
brand that I appreciate the
Collection.
most, like
Nice.
designers, niche, even artisanal,
Hmm.
indie. And lately, yes, there's some Middle Easterns that I truly appreciate it,
Mm.
especially when they're actually no a copycat
Yep.
or inspired expression completely entirely. Since the market over there changed a lot, and when you go to Dubai, beauty world, you will
Mhm.
understand how is the business now. So for every content creator, it's really crucial to go there, and then you will understand the whole industry of this. Many people don't get it at all, because you can't be sitting behind the screen and assume this, assume that. When you go there, you figure it out. Oh, this is the other side of the world, and then
Okay.
you see the other side of the world, which is the middle, the distribution, which is cans, and then every single artisanal and niche is at Milan.
Mm.
Artisans, yeah. PT Fragrance is Morita, Italian perfumery,
Hmm.
basically. That's PT Fragrance. Yeah.
Right.
And Max with Sense Explore is everybody's welcome. And
Everybody.
mostly content creators.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super
But I will
super
let you
content
guys
creator
know
friendly. Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a good point. Like there's so many different aspects. It's like you jump into this thinking, I'm gonna just get a bottle, I'm gonna talk about it, and that's the end of it. And you start noticing that if once you put enough effort into it, there's a certain level of relevance that you think you have gained during it. You're like, all right, if I'm gonna meet the expectation of what I think I am here, I'm gonna have to take it more seriously. I have to start meeting people, networking, reaching out to brands, talking to them. You're not unless it's 100% a hobby and you don't care about the outcome, you will find no matter why you entered initially, you're going to have to put the work. You're going to have to put the effort. You're going to have to get on those planes and go to those places and meet the people face to face because it just it does matter. It absolutely matters. If you want again, if you want growth in this space, some people absolutely show up for the fun of it, and I wish I can go back to that some days. I wish I just enjoyed it, just enjoy it, and not for the end result that I currently have in mind. But um, so Milan one of the three primary events perfume wise, and then obviously several others. But with that, we had the opportunity to go to the event there for Xerjoff, and there was a release. There were several surprises that night, actually. As far as I know, we sipped on one of those.
Yes,
Um,
we did.
and for people who are completely unaware, I guess Rafa, if you can kind of walk us through what that evening meant to the house and the future of in the fragrances there, and as you discuss each one, we can kind of dip into it
Sure.
and discuss it as we move forward, leading to what's most current.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.
Um, First of all, every single March or every single time when the Suns happen in Milan, the brand decides to actually gather its people, make a party. The supposed to be the first day of the Suns. The Suns becomes more like 3 4 days now. It used to be 3 days. So when the brand decides to throw out the party, they also try to present some of the upcoming the first quarter of the year,
Mhm.
mainly the first half of the year releases. So they're presenting all releases for exclusive list of influencers now, but before it used to be only for distributors. And this year it was no exception as last year and the years before. And this time they decided to throw it like a big time. Why? Because it happens a year and a half ago when Sergio Momo, the owner and the CEO and the brand ambassador, went to a party, a gala with the royals, with Prince Charles, and in London. He met the wife of Simon Le Bon. Simon Le Bon is the lead vocalist of
Mhm.
Duran Duran.
Okay.
And then the conversation started and sparkling like, oh, I love this perfume. I love her favorite perfume was this beauty over here, which I only have the old bottle, but you can see the color. So believe it or not, with this perfume is how the collaboration with Duran Duran started.
Mhm.
And because she loved this perfume, and then they decided, oh, let's collab, and then they made a video,
Mhm.
um, Dance Macabre, something like that, and they actually feature Dama Bianca.
Mhm.
So then after that, they were like, hey, what about making a perfume for Duran Duran? Why not? And then boom, that's it. Okay, let's start, working on it. And they start working. They start. Sergio go to London, back and forth, back and forth. Sergio spent his time in London most of the time, and goes London, Torino, Dubai, all the places. He's all over the place, as many others of the team. So they ended up with like five bottles, and then they decided like, okay, we're gonna make it only uh, two.
Mhm.
And then how about represent the era, the 80s era, the era that I actually grew up. My first video I will never forget from NTV when I tuned NTV, and back in Peru we have an antenna that we catch, like the satellite where I used to live, and they put the NTV. The first video that I watched from NTV was the Reflex from Duran Duran, that song. So if you never heard the Reflex, go on Google it on YouTube. It's amazing song. But the video is kind of like a splash. That's the Reflex. So it was like a very back then. It was 1984, 83, something like that. And that's how I actually started watching NTV when NTV was NTV. And
Come on, you said that
the
was what year?
in 1984.
84.
Yeah.
MTV when they still played music. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
exactly. When it
That was
used to be
5 years before
NTV.
me. 5 years
Yeah.
before I was
Hi,
born.
Shasta.
Awesome.
So yeah, back then the era was, Michael Jackson, Madonna, YouTube, and many others, but also Duran Duran make MTV videos like no other. And in that era, we love to wear a lot of these pastel colors. I'm gonna show you that.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the era that the colors that represent the era of the
Mhm.
80s. This, by the way, as you see, this is 2023 releases, 2024 releases, and 2025 releases so far. I don't know
Oh
if you
wow.
guys can see it.
Yeah, look
Yes.
at it.
Can make it
So
out.
yeah, so many people love this beautiful
The Neo
kind of like
Rio.
a neon pink color,
Hmm.
and that's the colors from the 80s. So
Oh yes.
if you see the four colors here, that represents the 80s, and that's
It,
how
it
they
reminds
decided.
me of Miami Vice, Tony Montana, like 80s Miami vibes is what I get when I see those
Right.
covers.
Exactly, like that was the era. That was Miami
Yeah.
Vice,
Yes.
1987, 89.
Uh-huh.
Throughout those years, and then every single group start growing, and then transitioning, because the transition between the 80s to the 90s was brutal,
Yeah.
brutal. Like the music from the 80s, 70s, it completely changed to the 90s.
Yes.
And even the lifestyle, also the way that you wear clothes and everything, when the Jordans start showing up and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the brand
Absolutely.
decided, like, okay, we're gonna pick the colors with the Duran Duran team and also the Duran Duran team members, and they decided these four colors that represents the 80s. But many people ask me if there's a perfume in each different bottle, but
Hmm.
each flacon has the same perfume, and the
Yes.
same perfume calls Neo Rio.
Yeah.
And the other bottle, the other perfume that they decided to put out is this Black Moonlight. And then with this iconic, I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, something like that. There's a little design there.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, those are the two perfumes, the Duran Duran perfumes. I'm not sure if they're gonna do it. They're gonna continue this
Right.
for the next year as they did with Tony Iommi, because
Uh-huh.
this is part of the Sergio's blends, and Sergio's blends actually, the meaning of that collection is like collaborate with inf- music, with culinary, like chef, like a Michelin chef.
Hmm.
Oh.
They collab with, for example, a DJ, a very famous DJ in
Yes.
Italy, and he's from Torino, and they made this beautiful
Yes.
bottle
Yes.
That's
Yes.
also.
Groove Escape.
Nice.
That's Group
Yes.
Escape. And like because the member, the lead singer of this perfume, he used to be a lead singer of very successful group in Italy, in Torino actually,
Mm.
called Subsonica. So it's kind of like
Mm.
an electronic music back then,
Right.
and they won the Sanremo contest. So, anyways, that's it. This is the four flacons of the Neo Rio, which is the same perfume, and Black Moonlight.
Hmm.
And then when they said, okay, we're going to throw the party, and then they surprise every single guest with the
Purple.
attendance of Simon Le Bon and Nick Rhodes, which is
Yes.
the keyboard. And Simon Le Bon. He used to be friends with Lady D, very close friend with Lady D, and many others. Simon Le Bon is like one of the iconic uh, figures from the 80s pop music.
Yeah.
So yeah, Simon Le Bon has a huge history, and you guys saw him with
Hmm.
Nick
At
at
the
that
event, yeah,
party
that was crazy.
at the end.
Definitely,
So
definitely
yeah,
not what I was expecting at all. I was at best expecting a bunch of reviewers, some bottles, and some music in the background, and everybody just shake hands and leave. I was not expecting to have music Hall of Fame candidates of just
Perform.
yeah, hanging out there. That was next level stuff.
It was a nice party.
yeah. It's funny because back in the 80s, I used to have a glasses like this, but with this color, with the green, with the yellow one.
Or with the
Gotcha.
neon.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
neon.
yeah. The
Yeah,
neon ones, yeah.
with the neo. So yeah, that's how we actually used to dress in the 80s. So and this perfume is beautiful. I
It
read
is.
so many reviews about it. Let's talk about what you guys think about this
Yeah,
perfume
let's
after
get
you
into it.
smell
So
it.
Neo Rio.
we're starting
Neo
with Rio,
Rio.
right?
Neo Rio.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let
Yeah.
it be known, of course, because of work privileges, I have already tried this. This is not first impression for me.
Okay.
Full transparency.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Of
right. I
course.
tried it last week, so it's not my first
I like
impression, but it is a recent impression.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
I like this. There's a salt pepper in this in the opening.
There
What?
is
A lot of
definitely
sweetness.
a gourmand leaning aspect to this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
It's
Yeah,
fig.
it's a lot of fig. It's a lot of
oh
fig.
yeah.
What
It's
are you
This
LME.
smelling?
is
I'm trying to
yo,
figure
that's
what I'm
that's
smelling. The
so
sweetness.
accurate. It's like gooey cookie-ish kind of.
Yeah, because
Fig
they also
Newton.
use they kind of like use a maple syrup, kind of
Mm.
Oh
like
yeah,
The
that's
recreate the
thickness that
maple
you're
syrup.
getting.
yeah. This is
Yeah,
yeah, between what essentially comes off with that with the creaminess and the sweetness of the syrup against that fig. You're getting the probably the closest thing to like fig
The
Newton-ish
fruit
type of
Newton.
Yeah.
yes.
I
It's
can see that.
gooey, it's figgy, it's syrupy, it's
It's
sweet.
sweet.
It's kind of, and I don't know if because of all the fig, I'm automatically imagining the cookie of it, but it has something that comes off as
you don't think that is a little booze in between?
you know.
Like
Right now, the
like fig
fig
with
is
whiskey or fig
the
with
the
rum.
fig is really taking the lead right now for me.
Around the ends, if it
There
makes sense. Like
there
the
is a
ultimates, you
booziness
could get a
component.
boost,
Yeah.
but
Well,
there's a
for
sweet
me, for me,
syrupiness that I like.
the main thing is like, of course, the fig, but there's a
Yeah,
spice and boozy accord
See,
in
and
I'm
between.
the
getting the soft
and
spice.
the
When the
spice, yeah,
opening,
the
in the
spice.
first opening, when I sprayed it, I did get the soft spice.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well, I wasn't there with Sergio, of course, with the band when they actually create this and put these ideas together. But the way that I know Sergio and how he loves perfume and how he
yeah,
like, because he's the creative director of the perfumery
Mhm.
inside of the brand, besides
Mm.
being the CEO, the brand ambassador. So these two perfumes surrounded by saffron.
Yes.
mm,
That's it is. You know, both perfumes have saffron, and that's the sexiness part of the perfumes.
that's absolutely
So,
sexy.
This is
so that's why
It's
it's
the
thick and rich. I
attractiveness of the
think.
perfumes
Mhm.
started from the saffron. That spiciness, kind of no like in a culinary way, more than a spicy,
yes,
subtle way,
right,
and
yes,
then it gets covered by the fruitiness and by the resinous, but the balsamic notes and
Yeah.
accords.
yeah.
Yeah.
This
This
is
is
definitely
sexy
my.
midnight.
This is way. I remember at first, and you're right about one thing, right? Because when Rafa, I spoke to Rafa behind the scenes leading up to it, and he said, I think Nika would love the Neo Rio. I
Yeah.
think you're gonna like the Black Moonlight. And
Yes.
while while I agree to that a certain extent, I am equally loving the Rio Neo though. This is because the booze definitely does kick up as it starts running down.
And the sweetness.
But you have to enjoy the rich
The
thick.
richness
I
of
think
it.
the colors can be misleading. It looks like it's just bright and fresh. This has some density to it. It
A
definitely
lot.
Yeah.
has a
A
darker,
lot.
more
It's thick
Yeah,
and
because
rich.
the LME, remember, the LME always kind of like give you some sort of lemony, citrusy
oh
effect. It's
yeah,
more like a
this is
lemony, kind of like a
I like
I
that.
would like
like
this
a
one first. I think
syrupy and gulpy.
yeah,
You know, like
perfect.
it's very, it's kind of like thick, but it's fresh and
Mm-hmm.
citrusy without getting too citrusy and
Too
fresh. You
citrus.
know what I mean? More balsamic, fresh kind of way. And the
Balsamic is
saffron
perfect.
added,
Exactly. Yes.
yeah,
It that
and
it
the saffron gets there, amp it up the
It's
fig.
getting richer though.
yeah
As it dries
it gets
down, it
thicker.
gets
It gets
thicker and richer.
yeah. This
But the
is
booziness,
yeah.
this is my only take, and I made my write up when I post my review about it. I'm trying to be unbiased all the time. But by the way, since last month, I
Mm.
started officially work for Sergio. So right now,
Nice.
you're talking to a team member from Sergio. All these years,
Congratulations.
Love it. Yo,
I
by the way, yo,
started.
tell me. I
He tried
know,
to breeze past
and people
that.
who don't know that, like, he's a super humble dude. And so he's gonna glaze over that. Like, that was
He glazed over that so quick. He was like,
yo,
"Yeah, so
big
Yes.
feel. By the way, because in another day we can have Rafa on, and he can give us a glance over his introduction to Xerjoff to this point.
I know,
But I
it's
do
so
want to
nice.
highlight that it's not like, oh, I got a job. Like, it's a big freaking
Yes.
deal. Yo,
Cheers.
salute to
Well,
that.
cheers,
Yo,
cheers.
big old salute to that. That's crazy. I like how you just try to
I know,
throw that in
you
and keep
just
him.
showed it like it was simple.
Well, it all
Okay.
started when I bought the freaking bluish. I don't want to say the brand, but I bought the blue in
Yes.
2015, and I got tired, and I said I want something more stronger, more like give me the boom, like
Yep.
it stays on my skin,
A punch.
and that's how I need a punch, and the punch
Mm-hmm.
was the wood. And then when I discovered the wood in 2015, I
Mm.
said, oh, let me search Google. Oh, there's videos. Oh, there's a
10
platform. What
years
is
ago,
that?
2015.
Exactly 10
A
years ago,
decade.
around this time, I bought that. I bought it was the Tom 4, the noir stream.
Yes.
That
noir
was the
stream."
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. And it was like, what is this? It doesn't last on my skin. And that's how I actually found, all these fragrance reviewers. And that's how I entered into the fragrance community 10 years ago. And then I
Wow.
started, dropping pictures and comments on throughout the Facebook groups. And then in 2016, I discovered the brand. Then I met part of the team, and then I met Sergio. And then in 2018, the brand put out the website. I opened the fragrance Facebook, Sergio That's Amore group, then the Instagram, and then that's how I started. So
Nice.
yeah, it's been a lot, and now I'm trying to be unbiased, but I also have to be, like according to the brand that I actually work with.
Right.
That's a fact, bro.
Yes.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. People, yeah, look, I say this. People who don't get it choose to not get it. Like, they don't ever consider put yourself into the side. But what I will say ultimately is that there's a lot of fragrance houses in the world. You could have been the fan, enthusiast, ambassador to a lot of other brands leading up to this point. You picked this brand because of your belief in their quality, and you stuck
Right.
Yeah,
around as a fan for a lot of years because of that. So when people don't get that you can stand by the brand that now supports you as well, is crazy. But we're super happy for
yeah.
you on this side, bro. It's a it's a
Thank you,
it's a
appreciate it.
crazy journey,
Thanks.
and not everybody gets to achieve that. So super happy for you, man.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like, many people, like I said, many people, if they go and travel, they're gonna figure it out that your hobby can become a work. Because if you have a passion, you have a hobby. And if you have a hobby with that passion, you can
It'll be
actually
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
materialize that
absolutely.
passion into revenue. Why
Mm.
not? You know what I mean? But
Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely.
hopefully more people will do it. So, anyways, when I wrote my write up of Neo Rio, you know, be, we are a small community on the fragrance world, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. But when you go out and about, there's millions of people. They don't
Mm.
spend time in these platforms.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And but we as enthusiastic uh, perfume connoisseurs or aficionados, we like to compare, right? So for me, Neo Rio uh, has kind of like the backbone of Tony Iommi Monkey Special. Why I say that? Because if you replace the passion fruit with the fig, you will figure it out that there's a booziness there because
Yeah,
the
they're about the
Neo
same.
Rio also has patchouli.
Yep.
And there's something related in between. What I'm
Mm.
saying is they're completely different, but
Mm-hmm.
they're related because that's the meaning of music. It's some sort of like
Oh,
patchouli that
Yeah,
is being,
it's
using it
spice.
in music because a lot of people back then in the 60s and 70s, they use a lot of patchouli to cover up the when they are smoking pot.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me, it resembles a little bit of the Monkey Special, but it goes to like a cassette, back in the 80s, side A and side B. Yeah, this is kind of like that. There's another side of this, and this is the side that I see that comparing, taking out of the passion fruit, taking out of other elements. Um, this has ram too, has saffron, has patchouli. Yeah, this kind
Yes.
of goes that way, but this is like uh, more like as outdoorsy, more like not so dark as Monkey
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah.
This is
I
more
would
Not
say
at all.
outdoorsy, more
between the
tropical.
two, I think that somebody like I said, there's evolutions in this thing. If you can be brand new to fragrance, not brand, but you already know what you like, you can easily go into this Neo Rio. It doesn't have anything that I think is so much on the darker side that you have to build up to that. Where Monkey Special, it has a dankier patchouli, as a earthier patchouli, which it's I think you have to know what you like, be into darker fragrances, but they definitely have that patchouli, spicy, semi-sweet vibe. But they both do super different things with that though.
Yeah, it
They
goes
do.
in a
They
different direction,
yeah.
but it
Yeah.
seems like they are in the same aisle.
Same.
Like if you
They're in
like
the
this,
same
you
aisle.
can't like this.
Mhm. So if you like Monkey Special, or even if you don't like Monkey Special because it's something that you don't like it, you will probably love Neo Rio.
That's
Yeah.
a fair assessment
Fair.
for
Very
sure.
good. Yeah. I agree with that one even more because again, there's things about Monkey Special which I know, like when I smell it and I love it, I know why I can say I love it, but I can also see why if all you've ever worn is um
Aqua Geisha.
bergamot, musk,
Citrus.
fresh citrus, everything, and you get to a Monkey Special, you in a rough
No.
spot. Maybe you might have to
Yeah.
reconsider
You
what
want
you like. So where Neo Rio is a lot easier to just pick up and go.
Oh yeah. And it's very unisex too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very, very unisex. It's straight down the middle because I'm smelling it on me and I'm loving it. And you're enjoying it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. It has that
I'm
kind of
almost
like
sure this would be
tropical
the next one
facet,
we
right?
get.
Huh?
You think that it has the tropical facet with the
Yes.
fig, that it doesn't go so green, but it gets like a
No.
tropical.
No, there's nothing green. I'm not getting
No.
anything green.
I get a purple fig from this 100%. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
green to. And
No,
I don't.
I'm saying like it's
I'm
not
sensitive to green. I don't like green stuff.
Same.
So
because when you smell figs in other perfume brands, it kind of like goes like a fig leaves, more like a
Like
green,
very
like a when
dry.
you
Yeah, it's like
kind of
oh,
like
so
a
this
like
is
a
more fig
green
than the leaf then.
it's like
ripe
the one from
fig.
Teodoro.
The one.
It's a greener leaf. I don't love those figs. This is a
I'm
good
trying
use
to
of fig.
think of another one that goes a little on the green side.
The Louis one, Louis Charm.
Not Louis Charm. Louis Lou? No, Louis something.
But yes, one
Yeah,
of those
that one is
has a
more
very
on the
dry
green.
fig that
The dry
it's fig,
is-
but the greenness in it,
It's like was a green fig.
you
Wasn't a ripe
you have
fig.
to like that kind of fig to like it. Where this one
It's a
is a more gourmand leaning fig.
to me this is
Yeah.
a ripe
Exactly.
fig.
That's what I appreciated
Yes.
because sometimes when those fig, like for example, the new release, the Dolce Gabbana and Gabbana summer something, the latest one is a fig one. It goes to green fig that I don't appreciate it.
Yeah,
But in
I'm not
this
a
one, it's more versatile. It's definitely unisex. Um, and like I said, it has a boozy element that I appreciated a lot. So
This,
I've been reading a lot, and more people love Neo Rio than Black Moonlight. Where we're going from Black
Wow,
Moonlight after
really?
that. Yeah,
Interesting.
so like wow, probably because they're kind of like afraid to bold perfumes.
Yeah.
But for example, when I wear Black Moonlight here in South Florida, it gets so powdery, powdery,
Yeah.
powdery, powdery. So it's totally different when I wear it in Milano, for example, because in Milano I wear it and people didn't, didn't even figure it out. Because I tried in Milano when it was a party. Before the party, I tried both, but I didn't say anything. So I was like, I know for me, Black Moonlight is
Black
definitely,
Moonlight.
yeah,
Black
it's
Moonlight for me.
Black, you know what's crazy? Black Moonlight reminds me more of the vibe that you get from Monkey Special.
exactly. That's what people have been saying also. They've been
Yes,
saying that to me. Like they
yeah,
associate what, but it's kind of like I would say in between Monkey Special and DFI than
yes, yeah, 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 yeah,
actually
yeah,
All
exactly,
right.
exactly. Because
than
it
That's
does
fair.
carry
actually
some of that vibe also.
yeah. But this one Neo Rio for me, at least on me, the way that I actually smell it on in the air, it reminds me a lot of Monkey Special because when Monkey Special was released, I remember that I used to spray my car with Monkey Special because I love the smell. And as soon as I opened the car in the
It
middle of
smells like it.
sizzling summer here, I love that. Oh, I love it. I love it. So,
Yeah, that's a
and
really
remember, the Monkey Special also has a little bit of leather there in the
Yep.
background. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
this Black Moonlight. So I will say this off the bat, I find this to be way more masculine
yes.
than Neo
Yes.
Rio.
so
Extremely.
we're talking about who? Monkey Special now?
Black Moonlight.
Oh, okay. So now, yeah, Black Moonlight.
Yeah, it feels licorice
Yeah. As it
spicy.
dries down,
Spicy
it starts
saffron.
giving this. Yeah.
Yo, this is rich and dark though.
Yes.
But
This is
very
a
like
Rico special, in my opinion.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like a
Oh, so
Yeah.
but black tuxedo, patent leather shoes,
nah, this is a
bow
wedding.
tie feel.
Maybe a
That's a
mat.
wedding outfit.
Yeah.
I just described a wedding outfit. She
Maybe a
said, "Nah, I'm
mask
on it."
even. One of those
That's
eye
a wedding
masks things.
outfit.
This is just you alone must smell like this. Nobody else.
Yeah, this is
This is
very
nice.
very. I will say this, and I think
For a
this is
man.
interesting. I think that when somebody hears the idea of a perfume house, collaborating with a rock band, they're not thinking
Something dark.
something like this.
Yeah.
This is so elevated, so this has a very sophisticated, what not what I would call a party fragrance. This has a very serious.
Standout
Yeah.
fragrance.
This is like
Well,
a yeah.
no, go ahead, Joe.
No, I'm just saying this is
I
like
love
a
this.
like it's serious but it's to the point at the same time.
Yeah,
Like
like
I know what I want, I'm here to get what I
yeah,
want.
I know what we know what I'm here for.
We know why
Well,
I'm here.
Simon Le Bon described this perfectly. Like this is kind of like a backstage. This is the kind of like he resembles something that he was in a in the street in Milan when he was like a very dark and mysterious. Like
That's
this is the
exactly.
side V of the any long play back then. Like the cassettes.
Mm.
Like this is elegant, this is attractive, this is seduction.
You said that last time.
Oh, I said.
I love it this because it's more me, like I said also. Yeah, it's more me.
Yeah.
Like if the what I like it the most,
Uh-huh.
even that it has lavender, which is
Yeah,
notorious the lavender.
yeah.
Okay, at least I don't know if you get it, but it has lavender and it gets very powdery, very dusty powdery.
That's the lavender.
I can see the dustiness of it.
Yeah, there's a dustiness and it has rose, it has saffron, but the the
This
the card the
develops
cardamom and
so well.
the cardamom and the lavender is
Cardamom.
outstanding.
I'm getting a sweet
Yeah,
cardamom in here. I
Yeah,
was trying to
yeah,
figure out.
it's
It's like, what is it?
this is the other
well,
thing. If you love a fragrance that develops,
Right here.
this opens up as one thing
It
and
changed.
just starts changing into a different thing as it dries down. Like, unlike a lot of other things, like when I say almost 360, like
Yes.
it starts to dry down as an almost totally different fragrance. Like
I wasn't digging the opening, but this dry down, I would wear it if it dried like
yeah,
this.
because
this
of the
is
rose and the saffron, the
yeah, this
rose.
is a beast.
Softens up,
This is a beast.
yet still dark, but
Mhm,
more is like attractive, if you know what I mean.
mhm,
As
mhm.
in, you definitely can turn head when you pass somebody because it'll be like, in this dry down, it'll be like, ooh, very, very different. They don't smell like anything that I really smelled before.
There's
So this
something
is
that
sexy.
is very hard to catch, but if you actually has oils, essential oils, and you
Uh-huh.
smell real jasmine,
Yeah.
okay, you will say that it's not so indolic jasmine. And this one, believe it or not, has jasmine.
Oh.
And the jasmine gives that kind of like a little bit of an animalic facet, but it's toned down by
Samba.
the saffron. So
That's
the
not
jasmine
This
is
is
there.
amazing.
Yeah.
And
This
that's
is
why it gives
like
you
the dragon.
what
yeah
Rico said. It has different facets.
Uh-huh.
yeah
It goes like this, like
Yep. Oh yeah.
yeah
wobbles.
yeah
It's like going
That's what
through
I love
different
it.
ranges.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Hmm.
started like this. It started. I'm gonna say it started at 1, but now we're at 20.
Like there's times when you smell it and you think the saffron here is amazing, and then you come back and you're like
You get something
the
else.
rose, the rose in here is amazing. Like the like it just has all these different ranges of dark from. But I feel like most of it is leaning on the dark side.
Yes,
Just
they're dark.
different ranges of it, like lighter parts,
It's going
sweeter
lighter
parts,
and then it's
earthier
going
parts.
darker.
But
Yeah.
there's
The darker side is the labdanum that
Right.
is there, and it goes
Oh, okay.
a little touch of us, not like a aggressive and rough leather, but more
Mhm.
like in a sway way,
The
more
smooth milk.
sensual.
Mm.
And the
Mm.
saffron amped up that facet also, but it has ylang ylang as well. So the ylang ylang and jasmine give that kind of vibe, like a little bit, the floral aspect more sensual and attractive. But the
yeah
balsamic side, the
I
patchouli,
would
the
mix these two.
labdanum, the
yeah
myrrh,
you're right from the
it has myrrh as well.
this
That it feels like it's melting in the air. It's like I love it. I simply love it. It's complex, bold,
Yes, very
mysterious,
complex.
elegant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would definitely mix these two though, because I would get a total banger.
Oh my God. Can you
Yeah. Yeah.
imagine?
Yeah. Well, people love to do blending. And
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
The first one
Um,
that we sprayed and this
mhm.
one,
Neo
oh my
Rio and Black
god.
Moonlight
Yes.
together.
These two
We're gonna find out
together
what it smells like in a little while. It's starting to dry down. We'll see
is
what
would
happens.
be crazy.
We're gonna see what happens.
No, it's like I'm telling you, because of the cardamom and the lavender,
Mhm.
I said, "Oh my God, this is a winner!" But I never thought that it will be so much of a winner because, it, by the way, I have the whole entire catalog of Xerjoff. It's like the biggest Xerjoff
Mm.
collection in the world. There's
Yeah.
more
I'm
here, but
jealous.
there's a I cover it up because this is too I cannot show that. But
Something.
He got
Some
some
things
exclusive.
can't be
He got
seen
some
yet.
yeah,
exclusives in
something
there.
there. But this is the biggest collection in the world. There's nobody else has that. I'm
Wow.
telling you
That's
that. I've been
awesome.
collecting
That is awesome.
even perfumes that they discontinue. They're there also.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
there's very few Sergio perfumes that they develop like this with a lot of
Mm.
facets. That is like a kaleidoscope of notes, like goes from here, there, up and down, hot and cold, something like that. It's like I love this perfume. I truly
Oh,
love
it's
this
good.
perfume.
Sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It gets
that's why I
lighter.
choose it as
Okay,
my.
so I want the dry down
In the opening.
in the opening. I want it like right up.
You gotta take the journey with
This
it.
is, oh my god, this is getting okay. Because first I was like, this is manly, but it's not anymore. It's very, very unisex right now.
Mm.
Very
It's,
sexy.
it's because of the Lang Ilang and Jasmine.
And then, yeah,
People
oh, okay.
people tend to because they read the notes and stuff like that, but
Uh-huh.
they don't read the they only read what actually resonates, like, oh, cardamom, oh, lavender, oh, bergamot. But believe it or not, there's
Uh-huh.
certain, in the heart that actually it could change the whole entire structure. That's why it give you a lot of facets.
Right.
It
So
surely did. Change the
yeah.
whole structure. Because what I've smelled in the beginning is a total different fragrance I'm getting right now.
And it seems, I
So
don't know if you can feel it, but there's some sort of cinnamon in between. There's a little
Cinnamon?
bit of a cinnamon, yeah. There's a little bit of
It definitely.
cinnamon there.
I always associate when I get that spicy sweetness to either cinnamon,
Hey, Sammy.
saffron, that nutmeg is like I identify several in that same space, but it's definitely. Oh yeah, that's great stuff. We prep
Yeah.
this arm now.
So to me, that's why I choose my scent of the night now because I truly
So which one
love
is the
this
scent of the night
perfume.
now?
Yeah, this is how I spray. I already spray, but I love to overspray. Like,
Oh, why not?
like
Why? Absolutely, why not?
it's because for example, I saw Cuba. Cuba is in Dubai right now. Cuba
Yeah, he
no,
Yeah.
is.
and then he said, "I can't believe it." So he finally get out of New York, went to Dubai, and figured out that it's 50 degrees Celsius there. So your C2C perfumes won't last. That's why people
They
in
get
Dubai
destroyed.
all balsamic, not only wood, balsamic
Yeah.
notes a lot,
Yeah.
and they all overspray. They don't spray on the
Good.
skin. They actually do this ritual all over, and they're
Oh
like
no.
a rain over you. So spray it as you want, or just spray with cautious if you actually don't like it. It's up to you.
Oh no. This would be. I think if you smell it and say you don't like it in the beginning, it's definitely gonna change after it dry down.
Right.
Yes, yes, for sure. The dry down is actually m- more attractive than actually the opening, but I
Yeah.
also
Yes.
appreciate the
Absolutely.
opening.
Way.
It's
Way. Like
it's like two different fragrance
this.
to
This
me.
as it dries down, it
Yeah,
just keeps getting so
Better,
much better.
better, better,
Better and
better.
better. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
yeah.
Okay, so that is the Duran collaboration, which results in
Black Moonlight.
two different fragrances: Black Moonlight, which comes in the black bottle, and then you have the
Neo
The
Rio.
Neo Rio, which has the multi-colored bottle, so you can get that hot pink,
Look at that.
that neon green.
Nice.
Has another one I believe as well.
Lovely.
Orange.
Orange. So, couple of different options. I think I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with the hot pink. Love that hot pink bottle. That hot pink and that black
Yeah,
together.
And
Equals
there's a
dope.
regular green one too, right? Like there's a neon green, like
Yeah, the
almost
neon green and then
yellow.
the regular green.
Yeah.
so I don't know if you can see it, like the pink, the orange, the green, and the yellow green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
there
seen
you
it
go.
on yours
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pink. I'm gonna go pink. We're gonna go pink over here.
Real
Oh,
men wear
see,
pink.
Sunny
Right.
Scent, Sunny Scent is asking, it does not, in the beginning, I thought it was going to be masculine. But baby, when I tell you this thing is sexy, I want to wear
Yeah.
it in the dry
That
down.
dry down is
It
amazing.
is so, so good. It is so unisex. It is not linear masculine. In the opening, it gave me a little of that. And I was like, But then this thing evolved and it keeps changing and changing. So you're definitely going to enjoy every bit of it because it changes throughout.
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
So, Sunny Sense, trust me, you'll enjoy it.
It's funny. I have a method that I say like, oh, this is a winner on my book when I got a goosebumps, and people don't believe me. So many people I say like, look, when I have a goosebump, it's because I truly love this perfume and I
It's
know that
good. Yes.
it's
I
gonna
am
be
with
good.
you,
Yeah,
Rafa, with that.
yeah. So yeah, Black Moonlight for me is the release of the year so far. So we'll see what's coming next. But
Well, speaking of releases, you just had a brand new release.
yeah, they just put it on the website. This is actually not a new release.
Mm-hmm.
No.
This is a re-release.
Re-release.
Reintroduction,
Yeah,
if you
because
will.
believe it or not, well, the story started with these two perfumes. Like back in the day, in 2011 and 2013, the brand used to carry other brand called
This is so good.
Sospiro.
Suspiros.
Yes.
Yes.
So that brand is no longer, that name is no longer in the brand. This is it. So it's no longer part of the Sergio umbrella, and the brand actually took all their their perfumes that they created, and they keep it, and they actually change the bottles from this style
Mm-hmm.
to this style.
Right.
So basically, they try to uniform all the bottles, looking like a Xerjoff, since the brand changed the bottles in 2017. So they from here they went to here, and then that's not all, because from here they went to this one. So what
Vibe
Mm-hmm.
collection.
they did is like they ripped off all the velvet
Yep.
fabric that is here, which, in my opinion, that was the great decision ever, because a lot of people, started getting a lot of yeah, that's sort of a goal. So a lot of people complain about this
The velvet.
velvet, and now this is called the Vibe collection with no velvet. It's more sleek and soft touch.
I will
So,
say I
well,
was never mad at the Velvet. I enjoyed the Velvet bottles. I was never mad at them. But I do like that sleek, cooler feel of these. But I
yes.
was not mad at the Velvet
Yeah,
bottles.
many people complain they throughout the years since they changed it, like why they did that, because a lot of people love this velvety
The velvet.
Yeah,
quality.
they
But
felt
look,
special.
look at this.
They're so different that it feels. There's something
But
special
you
about
see
them.
the wear and tear. You see it right there.
I mean,
You
listen,
see?
I'm not gonna lie. My Italica bottle has taken a beat. Yeah,
It's love.
she got a couple of ball spots, but I
Exactly.
love this bottle though. Like I'm never
I
gonna not love
understand,
that
but
bottle.
in my opinion, because I used to have the old bottles too, the square bottles that Sergio used to have, but
Yeah.
it
Oh
has a
yeah.
problem that it has in the corners, they crack it. So,
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
so the brand decided to make it more sustainable
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
environment. They decided to strip this because it's too much and it's not good for the environment also, but also for collectors, it's not good to have something like this. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So this is better. You
Yes.
can do whatever you want with this
Yes.
one.
Not
Nothing
yet.
is gonna
Wipe it
happen.
off and you're
There's
good to
no
go.
more. There's no more
Yeah,
scratches and scuffs in the new
no
bottles.
more scratch, and it's sleek. It's more
Yeah.
easy to
Yeah.
grab, and
This one.
I love this one. It's like for ergonomics, it's always always works. So
And the new
the
bottles
store
come with the handkerchief or
The
with the
Exchange.
with
scarves.
the
whatever you
scarf,
want to wear it as. I threw it in as a pocket square, but do whatever you want with it.
I use it as
yeah,
a pocket square.
it's
Hi
this one.
Erica.
It's this one over here, as you see.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, this is real silk.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it
And
is.
then if you can read it here, you see. I don't know. Is it focus, 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 focus? Anyways, it's produced in Lake Como,
Okay.
Yes.
where the best silk is coming from.
Mm.
So yeah, this is the silk, the scarf that it comes in the
Yeah.
box for every Vibe collection.
Yes.
And I
Mm-hmm.
was saying about the story. So the very first one from the Vibe collection was this Accento.
A cento.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then it came Erba Pura. So these are the very first two from the Vibe collection by then, when they used to
Right.
call Sospiro, right? So,
Oh.
and then Accento, the story of Accento translates to many other projects, which is people doesn't know that. So there's not only one Accento. There's many other Accentos.
Mm.
But little by little, every single year, they decided they're gonna actually shrink it, and we're just gonna keep some of them. So from Accento, they went to Accento Overdose.
Yeah.
With
My
those.
girl
So it
Jessica
had
loved those.
Yeah, it has the backbone of this one, which is this is more pineapple hyacinth,
Yes.
Oh.
amber musk. That's basically Accento.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the DNA of Accento, but eucalyptus and jasmine.
Mm.
Amazing. This, I'm telling you, Nika, I saw many people. Erica can
Uh-huh.
tell you that
Uh-huh.
they were chasing her
Mm.
With
because of
that
this
one?
perfume.
Yeah.
It lasts forever. It
Mhm.
radiates forever. The silage is incredible, like 2-3 feet. Like
Oh wait.
this is probably one of the number one perfume throughout the Sergio catalog. That is like you make a present like 3 feet before you enter into the room.
Oh,
This one.
that's when you say your perfume speaks for you. It make an entrance before you.
Exactly.
Exactly. And it's that one. It's a Cento overdose. It's,
Not.
it's, it's amazing. So as you see, from a Cento,
A chance overdose.
a Cento overdose. But there were two exclusive from Acento, from the family of Acento. And the one exclusive was for Harrods, for the sixth floor. And it calls Acento Verde Acento.
Oh. Yeah.
So people doesn't know about it. And this is it. Verde Acento.
Huh.
Yep. Same thing. But with one ingredient inside, I'm not gonna talk about it because it's no longer available until they bring it back to Harrods. Okay. And then they decided to make the other Acento, which is Acento Purple Acento. And Purple Acento is still selling at the website, but with Swarovski crystals.
Yeah.
This one is the this is Purple Acento as well, but with no Swarovski crystal.
Original.
Yeah,
So
but no
what's the
Swarovski.
difference with that one and this one, the new one?
The new one is totally, completely the same.
Oh,
The
okay.
only difference is like, as you see,
Presentation.
they strip the velvet and
The
they put it
velvet
like
and give
this.
you the matted kind
Yeah,
of regular.
yeah.
Okay.
And the velvet carries the Swarovski, but it's still there's some bottles still available at the website. They're still selling that for 700 euros.
Ooh.
You can buy Purple Acento for less than that and having the same
The
exactly
same thing,
perfume.
just different bottle.
So the difference between the original Acento and the Purple Acento, believe it or not, is the same perfume, but this one has oud and it has oris butter.
Oh.
Why? Why? Because when they made Purple Acento, it was exclusive to the Middle East commerce. That's why they actually add the oud and it has more oris. So if you compare both of them, the original and Purple Acento, you can see that there's a difference. There's a not huge
one
difference.
darker, one a little lighter.
Exactly, but this one looks lighter. But at the end, it's also another perfume that develops. So you need to spray it and let it dry because it turns to another facet that is actually very attractive because of the oud, the
It's
high
definitely
scent.
like that going out
Style.
club attracts attention, like very different from the. Well, here's what I will say. I think this one, above all that we've talked about so far, has a more youthful aspect to it. It definitely has a more. You know, I always refer to these Joe fragrances like I just want to unbutton my shirt and walk around.
I'm wearing a polo today. I can't do it.
Kind of, it has more of that really loud, like I'm here to be attractive, scent profile.
We're outside, if you will.
We outside. We outside.
Yeah, I'm
We're
outside and I
outside.
might look for something.
Right. We outside and we watching.
And also, Purple Accento has a note that Sergio introduced that any perfume in the whole entire catalog doesn't have. And it's a combination of blackberry and raspberry.
That's what that is.
That's a farmer in California who actually, by accident, mix it around and it creates a new fruit.
Yes.
He calls Loganberry. And his
That
name was
you get out
Logan.
of this.
And that's why it has like a little raspberry, blackberry in between.
Smell.
Raspberry,
It absolutely
blackberry,
has all the aspects of fruity, juicy, and tartness.
Yeah.
And I guess a lot of that raspberry, I'm assuming some citrus in here as well. It has a very sweet tart, that mouth watering quality of a very, very like I lean to fruits like passion fruit kind of with that very mouth-watering appeal to it.
Just
Pomegranate
spring
even.
water.
Pomegranate, ripe mango.
Yeah, back in the day when I was a kid, there was a like not syrup, but there's some sort of like a juice that they use for do bartender, and it has like that kind of like blackberry raspberry taste. And there's also a gum in Peru that it used to have a raspberry, and I love raspberries a lot. So it reminds me that kind of like a gum effect, like a raspberry blackberry gum, like a bubble gum. It,
Yo, shout out to
it,
Miraflores, to all the Peruvians
to-
out there.
all your friends from
Yeah,
Miraflores.
yeah,
Eh?
yeah, 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 yeah. All my people in La Costa, what's up?
There you go. Yeah, ceviche. Oh, I got ceviche today,
Oh
Bro, I
man,
saw the
example.
please don't
ceviche,
get
man.
me started.
Don't get me started, bro. Yeah, yeah, yo,
No,
he over
he
here teasing with photos, like, bro, come on,
yeah,
man.
he sent it to me too. I was like, bro, like I'm over here eating.
Yo,
I'm
And I
having
made
what
it.
Chipotle
drives me
right now.
crazy?
He's having
That
ceviche. We are
same
not the
plate,
same.
in Miraflores is like maybe 10, 11 dollars. And you go to Raleigh, Charlotte somewhere, 30, $40. Like, that's
$40 just for
crazy.
that, and that's the appetizer.
Yeah, exactly. Stop it. I need to go back to Lima, bro. And he showed it off. He showed it off.
No, he
Yeah,
sent
because
it to me today. I was like, I'm in the middle of having Chipotle. I'm like, this is
Let me eat my hamburger in peace.
this is
today was the
awful.
final, the champions. So I was
Yeah,
watching the soccer game, and I said like, oh, I need my ceviche because it's a tradition.
yeah, that's a fact. You need the
Yeah,
ceviche with it. That's a
yeah, with
ceviche and a
octopus.
pilsner, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Nice
yeah, I
job.
need it. I need it. I make it spicy. Oh, I love it. But I always, like uh got my seafood, my shrimp, my octopus. I love that.
I
I
want
love
Yeah, I
that.
need a mixto. I love. Yo,
octopus.
mixto is my favorite. Mixto with a good any kind of pisco sour. Maracuya sour especially.
Ooh,
Thank you very much, bro.
Baby maker. I can guarantee you that. Baby maker.
that would be a Kabul winner. Just imagine.
Yo, ceviche, maracuya sour, and some Villa Cobor.
That's it. Baby maker.
There you make it. That's it.
The
That's it.
problem is like I have no babies, but I still training.
Hey, that's
Hey,
it. You're practicing, bro. Practicing is just as fun. Don't worry about it.
I didn't get
Uh,
into the part of babies. I just stay in
yeah.
the practice.
You're still mastering the first part. We get it, bro. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
Don't
There you
worry about
go,
it.
via Kabur.
it's
Yes.
almost a
I
dent.
didn't mix.
Look at that dent. It's
I
almost
know.
gone.
Yo, Villa Cobor always gets a shout out when Rafa is in the
Yes,
room.
you do. Every time I mix it with something, and it was so good. I was like, look, I'm using Rafa Baby Maker. That's what we call it, Rafa Baby
Yeah.
Maker.
After that, it was
Look,
Rafa Baby Maker.
Oh, nice.
I do have a backup bottle
empty,
now because of you.
empty.
Damn.
I
I
do.
really use it. It's my
I
number
do
one
have the
perfume.
backup bottle because of you. But
That's Cruz.
Nice.
Yeah, you don't play it. Or is it? Yep.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Look,
look,
baby.
look,
look,
look.
look.
Yo, look at this one.
You see? It's
Yo,
very
that got
attractive.
some burn. And that
Yeah.
look, we always talk about this, right? It's hard to make a real good dent in a year. The last live we did, he talked about this. We ordered it after that.
yes,
So in
Yeah.
about a year, with what like 600 other bottles, this still got worn this much. It's crazy. But
this was my scent of Spain.
oh
So
man.
Yeah, it's like
that was
it
and it
works.
works.
It
It
works. It
works.
works. Like, guarantee it worked. It worked.
I
It's
can
like
So
guarantee it
consistent. I'm
works.
eating
you see,
celery.
like like life experience. Yeah, he can tell you. Like to
I
me,
can
it's
tell
still
you.
the number one. Yeah, you see, you can tell.
I can show
I'm
whichever
with it.
one.
I'm with it. Listen, this look. Honestly, when I go down the Mount Rushmore of the Xerjoffs, like, is one fragrance in particular which I feel like I don't know what's the disconnect between how much I enjoy it and how little I hear other people speak about it. But Symphonium,
Yeah, he was
Hmm.
just spraying it like crazy.
Symphonium to me is in the top five for sure. In my to my nose, my enjoyment of it, how highly I rate it,
Mhm.
and then when I look across the entire line of Xerjoff and I look at what people really talk about, I'm like, does no one care about Symphonium like I do? Like, is this in my
That's a
own
good
head?
one,
Is
though.
that amazing? I love this, and no one says anything about it.
That is a good one.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's like the last 2 years I learned a lot compared to the previous years that I spent in this community.
Yeah,
Like there's no right or wrong,
no, absolutely.
because for example, a lot of people around the world, not even people who spend time on social media, they love Torino 21.
Hmm.
For
Yeah,
them, from the ATP, the Niro ATP finals, that's how they call this collection. Torino 21 is the number one. I don't care
that's
about Torino
interesting.
21.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
We are 24 in this house.
Yeah, we're team 24 over here.
24 you
just
were there for, Raph, that
yeah,
day.
it's actually 24. I love it. I like it, but to me, it's still Torino 23. Believe it or not,
Really?
Yeah, see,
really.
anybody can
Wow.
find their own year in that group. From 21 being the hype to 23 being Rafa to 24 being ours. Like there's a Torino for somebody apparently.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
so
that's
whoever is not like us, then go to 22 because that's the group that doesn't have a
So
favorite.
I took this home, right? I was home, and one of my friends, because she be watching.
Come on, let's before we go into that, let's make this clear.
oh, okay.
This is my bottle. This
Oh,
is my bottle,
I
right?
don't
This is the
think
one
so
I
now.
bought me. Right? Because it's important to say this part of it. Because this
To
is
acknowledge
my
that.
bottle. Because I bought her.
Okay.
I bought her this. This is hers, right?
Ella anniversary.
That's for her. And then I said, that's
Okay.
yours. I get me this, right? Cool. She goes back to Guyana to visit a family. She had to visit family back there, and she says, "I'm taking this."
It's tropical.
I'm like, "You're
It
supposed to
is.
take yours, not mine, on your trip." This and this is the thing about this. Remember, I just showed y'all a fragrance that I've had for a year, and how
Yeah,
far down
it
it's
is
gone.
tropical, Nika, because it has
No,
mango, it has
the
plum,
Yes.
the
saffron.
No,
dent. The dent.
listen,
Look at
Or
that
this has the
in one
same
trip.
dent. This has the same dent as a year-old bottle, but we were just in Milan in February and ordered it after that, so it got here in March,
Yeah,
almost April.
five five
almost
months later.
April. So in about a month or so, she's got to almost half the bottle.
I kind of give it a rest, though.
Yeah, when I told her it's almost halfway down, that's when she gave the
Well,
rest.
let's
But
put it
I
this way: when you're gonna buy it, you're gonna have a new bottle for you, and then Nika can keep that bottle.
Yeah,
That
no, that's exactly what it is, and she knows that, and she tricks me into doing that, and
hey,
that's what it is right there. If I use
just
enough of it, he'll buy his own and let me have the rest of it.
exactly, and it works every time.
that's
But I
funny.
sprayed this for her. I was like, "Tell me which one." Different hand. She was like, "Oh my god, I really like this one." She was like,
Mm.
"Nika, this one." I like, "Yep, this is exactly for where we at. It's hot, exotic, tropical. It is so good.
It is.
Lasted so long, and the temperature was like 100 and change over there.
Yep.
24.
24
Don't forget the number.
lit up.
24.
Yeah.
It lit up like nobody's business. It's so funny because everybody was like, "Oh my god, Nikki, it smells so good." I was like, "Yeah." And can we get like, nah, this bottle is going back home.
Yeah, because I was gonna have a problem with that. Go ahead and put it back on this side. But
But you
yeah, man.
see, many people they're like, it's a variety of choices. Like people like, oh, Torino 21, and probably Torino 21 is like on in the skies right now, like
It
to a
is.
point that the brand decided, like, okay, you want Torino 21? We're gonna give you Torino 21. Then here's your big bottle.
2 sizes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
So
the
if you
only one
want
that
Torino,
comes as two.
yeah, if you want Torino 21, here's your 100 ml.
And for
But I'm
everybody
pretty
buying the backups, every time they buy, get your big bottle. You good.
it happens with Monkey Special as
And
well.
that's the point. And that's what I was telling people, right? I was not a big fan of 21 when I first felt 21, 22 or 23. And then I smelled 24 in Milan, and I was like,
You're welcome.
and again, and this is at the behest of Joe, because I've been pretty vocal about I love Xerjoff. The Torinos weren't doing it for me, and he was like, "No, you tried 24," and I was like, "Bro, I know the concept, like tennis, so green, fresh tennis balls outside, spring, whatever.
I was
I'm
like,
good."
nah, try
And he's like,
24.
"Just try it." I think it was more you. And I was like, "All right," and I smelled it, and I was like, "Oh."
Love it for sniffs. Love it for spray.
So now I feel like it's worth just taking one more trip around the block,
The smell around.
checking out the other years, the previous years, to make sure. Because what I do know about me is that I'm starting to appreciate more fresh, fruity scents, way more than ever before. Like it's like I've called it out myself several times. Like I know that I typically do not like this,
Right.
and I like this now. So I don't know if 24 is a result of my palate changing that much, or that it's just that different that I have to like it more. But I'm gonna give 21, 22, 23 another shot.
Yeah.
We'll dive in.
Smell it.
Nika and I will dive into it. We'll get back to y'all, let you know
Yeah.
where that goes.
Well,
It'll be a
good.
thing. We'll make
Well,
it.
the great news is I don't know about it, but the great news is like the ATP. The ATP is the
Yes.
Association of Tennis Professional,
Yeah.
who runs the finals at the end of the year. So what it is like the old tennis players, the top eight who made the best points, they're going to the finals. So the final celebrates at the end of the year to close the calendar of the circuit, and it goes throughout different cities around the world throughout many years. But
Mm-hmm.
since 2020, they decided like, okay, we're gonna do it in Turin. Okay, perfect. When? Turin from the 2021 until 2025. So 2025 to this year is the last year, or supposed to be
Oh.
the
Yes. The
hosting
final
the
one.
event in
There.
Turin, which is the city of Sergio. Sergio came from Torino. That's what they call it, Torino, not Turin,
Okay.
Torino. And then, but the ATP decided that they're gonna extend it for 2 more years.
So we get a
Oh.
26 and a 27.
27.
Ooh, I cannot confirm that yet, because
Okay.
as far as I know,
Listen. Hey. I'm gonna do what I always say. Like, what is it called? This is a shameless plug. But for those who don't know, myself, Joe, and Ogre have a show on Mondays that we do typically Monday, Tuesday when necessary, where we listen to certain trends and fragrance and determine what we think is gonna happen next. This is one of the moments where we connect dots and say, what do you think? There were previous houses that gave certain naming conventions, which left openings for sequels, which we called out. We were accurate. I think this is something that Joe, Josh, and I can look further into. But it feels like, you know what they say, when there's smoke, there's fire. If there's smoke, there's fire. So let's get some more years in there. Let's go.
so
Sound like
well,
some more fun.
for sure, there's one more, which is this year at the end of the year,
Right,
in
25.
November
25.
25.
And,
So
and
after
if the
that,
trend is
I don't know.
accurate, which means that every year it gets closer to my preference of fragrance, then 25 may be the craziest year so far. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. You
And,
never
and
know.
and this perfume definitely reminds me well, because I went back to Torino for
Yeah.
the second time the same year, the 23, and I was there at the finals.
Oh, nice.
So you see, that's the beauty of perfumes. Evokes memories.
Yeah.
All the memories that I had that moment. I was sitting right next to Sergio watching the one of the semifinals, and it was like, one of the highlights of the year that year.
Lovely.
And like every single time when I smell this perfume, it brings me back to that time that I enjoyed for the first time in my life, since I was playing tennis when I was 13, 14 years old. I was watching all these finals for several years. And then I was there, and I was watching Djokovic, and I said, wow, such a, like highlight, like making the question to Simon Le Bon, because at the party, I was one of the ones who made the questions to Simon and Nick. And then that was a highlight for me because
Yeah.
I watched Duran Duran throughout my life too, you know. So one of the reasons that I can tell you, not even because of the variety of perfumes that Sergio have, is like more of the perfumery, is the marketing strategy, the creativity, the everything that they put it together is more than a perfume. The perfume is definitely the important side of the whole entire brand, but it's the whole entire complex of what they work for it. They
Yeah.
work for not only the perfume, also for, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do an event, we're gonna collab with this personality and things like that. It's like the connectivity with other areas and other business around the world. That what makes Sergio to me the number one niche perfumery brand in the world. I love many brands too. I met,
Absolutely.
I'm friends with many other brand owners as well. But the
Hmm.
connections that Sergio has, it translates to the customers because the customers will have a variety. Even that people say, like, oh, Sergio is throwing perfumes every month. No, in 2023, in 2023, they made a 9 perfumes. In 2024, they made 9 perfumes. And so far, they only made uh, 2 perfumes because P33 and Purple Accento was a
A
re-release.
remake. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So there's only 2 so far. So like there's no like they throwing perfumes like other brands like every single month. No,
Every
no, no,
month,
Yeah.
no, no.
yeah.
No,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
that's
Right.
yeah.
overwhelming. That's
So you
overwhelming.
better read when you actually say something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but that the connectivity, the connections that this brand has is tremendously huge.
Yeah.
And many other brands, when you go to Cannes, when you go to Milan, when you go to Dubai, you will see like, oh, Sergio, yes, because the whole entire enterprise that is behind the scenes is amazing. It's
Hmm.
great.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I will say this. I don't know how long we've been on, but one of the
Hour
dope
and a half.
parts, the one of the dope parts about this right here is starting off as a fan
Yeah.
primarily, right? And I always and anybody who's watched my content probably has heard this a little bit, but from entering the space just as a fan, and this is kind of like my closing inspiring words. Like, I think a lot of people feel like this can be an intimidating space because this is a space with very opinionated people, and that's a fact. However, um, if you're willing to get over that a little bit, because you can't avoid that in any space, in any arena in life, there's gonna be somebody with an opinion. But if you're willing to get over that and you're really passionate about fragrance, um, there's a space for everybody. I truly believe that.
Mm.
You're not probably gonna be the biggest name. That's all right. I don't intend to. But you can find a space for yourself, and you can find a space where you find real relevance, chasing your passion. And I always draw back to the watching reviews starting and watching one individual, and it was Joe, and this is years ago, and then getting into the industry, like, and when I say industry, I mean very loosely, just taking pictures and fragcom specifically, and just loading stuff, and it eventually meeting up with Joe and be like, oh, this happened naturally. I just realized I used to watch your content years ago, and he's like, yeah, I'm like, oh wow, that's and then him getting reinvigorated in the industry again, and really going forward and chasing certain aspects that typically you don't consider. And that's just one aspect, and then you flash it back to people like Rafa, who again he fell in love with a fragrance, or more importantly, he found the flaw in something. He invested money in something and saw he wanted something better and did the time, did the homework, did the research, found something, found the brand, found a fragrance, found the niche, found the passion, found the hobby, found the thing he really went in on, and years later that same passion, like we just said earlier, like he's a member of the house that he loved the most. Like, it's not like he quote read one house and then somebody else picked him up. Like he was passionate about this before there was any real monetary incentive, and he found himself there. And it's dope to see stories like that, stories like Joe. And then like, and even in my own space, falling in love with fragrances and falling in love with a house, like you said, and them inviting me onto a team and saying, "Hey, when you're available, and we can use your assistance, can you come in?" And you see people like Joe in his space, me in my space, Rafa in his space, where we don't have any need to, you know, attack the other for what they do or how they do it, because we're happy in our own space. We found our own lane, and it's really beneficial for everybody. And Nika with her with what's the cupcake people?
How's to see that?
House of Seattle. Like it there's a space for everybody, and it's not by accident. It's effort. Like if you love it, you enjoy it, you put the time, you and like Rafa said in the beginning, if you take it serious, you go to the events. You
Yes.
actually look up the perfumers, look up what they made, look up what houses, find out notes. Like if you're serious and you do the work, there's a lot of space here, because in the last couple of years, there's been houses that out of nowhere have popped up and have become equally successful to houses that have been here forever. That means there's a lot of growth, a lot of expansion going on in Fragcom, and social media has no end to it. This is very easy to assemble and do if you have the right connections and you have the patience. Because I guarantee you that 4 years ago, there was no chance that I'm on a live on a Saturday night with Rafa from Xerjoff Amore and Unaverage Joe. But here we are because we have a passion. We were genuine about the why of we're here, and of course Rafa had time for us tonight. So
Right.
Of course.
that's a really important component of it. But but we're here with a common cause, and I would just implore everybody who really enjoys this to not feel knocked down by negative voices who try to make you feel like your voice is not important,
So,
because it is. It absolutely is. We're
and
part of
there's
the same
also
industry.
one more thing. It's like
Yeah.
um, 10 years ago, when I entered into this community, a small community on YouTube, on Facebook, um, there were no new generation centering. It was mostly like between 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. But now we're talking about kids
Yes.
Yes.
entering into this world. Not
Children.
only kids, because the children are spending more time with their parents and also more time with their elder
Yes.
parents, which is grandfathers.
Uh-huh.
So it's way spread now. It's like from the whole entire generations, like not to 100, but mostly 80s now. Even grandmas and grandfathers, they start learning because the kids, the boys, the little children, and start talking. Look at this, look at that, spinning
Yep.
around, talking like this, like that, and talking crazy on TikTok. But actually, they're doing something nice instead of doing something wrong. You know,
Yes.
so they're spending time, and now the variety has to be for any brand to carrying those desires to every single generation now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
for example, to me, Torino 23, what I like the most because it's a cheaper. But
Mm.
most of the people, the majority people won't appreciate cheaper perfumes,
Right.
you know,
Right.
because it's
Right.
too cheaper, too earthy, you know, and then laterally, and then that's why mainly they go to more like what they like the most, and what we like the most is always sweet, you know,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
the sweets. It's always the sweets, and the
Mm-hmm.
sweets and the
Yep.
fresh. You know, nothing that is, tingle
That's what
our
the industry calls
nostrils.
for right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I understand what it changed compared to 10 years ago, but I love it
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
the more the creativity is out, the more challenging is for you as a content creator, as an also a consumer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Well,
Perfect. I think that's it.
I feel that seems like a very natural.
Transition out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Outro.
So with that, as I always do, um, Joe, if you have any parting words.
Um. Yes. If any of these things sounded amazing, especially Torino 24, mainly Torino 24 right now.
Yo, mainly Torino 24. That
Well,
that hard hitting Torino 24 that
feel
goes halfway down in like 2 months.
feel free to contact me but in the meantime, in between time, always great to have two of my brothers and someone I consider a sister on a live stream discussing one of my favorite brands,
Absolutely.
Xerjoff.
Yeah.
Black Moonlight is my favorite. Let that be known. Amongst
Yeah,
the
yo,
two,
yo. Okay,
that's
okay, okay, okay. I'm glad you got to that. So I think everybody said their heartfelt moment. Here's the reality. Look, let's close out with this. I was sure in the beginning of the video. I wish somebody had the time to go from the beginning and put it all the way to the point and realize, like, oh crap. I started by saying, Real Neil was gonna be my favorite, and in a world where Black Moonlight does not exist, it could be. But here's the thing, Neil Rio, it smells to me as good as it did when it opened, and that's a positive. However, Black Moonlight smells even better than the opening in a way different way, and artistically, when you start loving fragrance for more than just a smell and the development and the artwork and what it took to make this product, you start to appreciate these nuances. And one of those is the change that occurs when it
thank you.
dry down, and you cannot compare the two. Like one just starts and closes amazing, and I love that. But one develops into this
It take you through the
different
universe.
worldly
Yes.
great thing that I agree with Joe. I'm gonna go with Black Moonlight. I feel like Nika is
I'm sick of the first one because
oh we still got a real deal.
no, only
All
because
right.
I like the opening. It's the same. It gives you that from start to finish.
Okay, and so with that, we give credit to Rafa for saying from the beginning, which I argued a little bit, and now we agree. He said he thought Nico would like agree with Neo, which he did. And I'm sticking with Black Moonlight, and that was a fact. Yeah, that's just amazing. I absolutely love it.
I think
And that's
that's.
not to take away. That's not to take away from Purple Accento, but if
Oh, I
anything, to
love
bring
Purple
attention
Ochenta.
back that while it's been in the catalog, new appearance, still great, amazing, attention grabbing, beautiful fragrance. But this Duran Duran,
Yes.
um, collab has been amazing. I sprayed both on earlier, so we're gonna see how that goes on to the rest of the evening. Thank you both gentlemen for making time for this. We look forward to more great sessions like this as time progresses. If we know anything, Xerjoff is going nowhere.
No.
They are right here for the long haul.
Growing.
And,
Growing.
and and incidentally, we have a pretty deep collection over here as well. So
Love
there's
that.
always a dope Xerjoff conversation to have, but we want to go old school with it. So with that, uh, gentlemen, again, thank you, Rafa. Thank you very
Thank you.
much for providing
Uh,
your insight.
One more thing before we go.
Yes.
There's one more to come, so stay tuned.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
So,
whoa, whoa. Okay. I know the longer you're in the industry, the more you know. Stop asking after a certain point. I don't know if I reached that point yet. So before we like, can you say anything other than that?
a re-release.
All right, I'll take that. I will. That's still better than nothing. That lets you know.
Mm.
Let's look back and let's see what. All right, there's somewhere to go. Hey,
A
stand
re-release
by
that
for
is gonna be
more.
worldwide.
Yes.
Oh.
There's a worldwide
Yes.
Xerjoff re-release en route. Here's what I can
Coming
say.
soon.
We
And
don't know
it's
what the answer is right now, but I
it's
will say this:
amazing.
that when it's ready to be spoken about, we'll be back to speak to you about that. That's the only thing I can tell you. Other than that, gentlemen, thank you. We started up with a lot of hype. We closed out with more hype than we started with, which is crazy. It usually works the other way. But now I'm ready for the next live. So with that said,
There you are.
hey, shout out to Joe. Shout out to Rafa, Nika. She got no choice. When I be like, yo, we doing lives tonight. We doing lives.
Mix these two guys. Oh my god.
And mix the two. I'm telling you, just try them. At least try them together, because the concoction on skin in the air between that Neo Rio and that Black Moonlight is something.
Mix it, Rafa. Tell me how you
Hey,
make it.
I'm gonna do
new
that
baby
because
maker right here. New baby
I'm gonna
maker.
do
Let us
that.
Mix
know.
Joe, mix the two. Oh
I
my
will.
gosh.
New baby maker. This might go from practice to real world. So cuidado por allá. He all right. He's getting ready.
Go ahead, tell me.
We
Oh,
started the process.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's oh.
oh,
All right, let's see
wow.
what's going
It's
on.
literally all the best parts of
Yes,
both at the
combined.
same
Yes,
time at
exactly.
once. It's
This is crazy. Okay, go
Yeah, it's
ahead,
kind of
Rico.
like introduce the fruity facet into the black
yes, and a
moonlight.
lot of
Like,
that thick, syrupy,
Yes.
dark juice. It's yeah. We probably gonna get both. Yo, we're gonna get both and
mm,
do. I guess we'll do a video together because she's gonna have something to say in the
wow.
back.
Hold
I
on,
want to
I'm
see how
trying
it
to.
develops.
Oh, look at this.
Look.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
I see where you
Oh
went with
yeah,
it.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
This
Okay, so
is
he spread it earlier
yeah,
and he get more dried up that we're gonna get right now. And
yeah.
you're gonna love it.
Oh man,
yes.
this is that real.
This
It
is
smells
this
so
is
good.
really good.
Yeah.
This is dangerous.
So probably for
Yo,
the
Very
new
baby dangerous making.
yeah. This
for the
Rafa,
that.
new
this is the new baby
re-release,
maker.
the new baby maker. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So maybe we can do another one for the new re-release next week, next month.
yeah. Hey, we coming
Yep.
back. We coming back. We're doing this again.
Yeah.
Coming
Hey,
back.
if you want to know how this works out, we'll be back in 9 months to let you guys know.
I like it. Wow.
Yeah, está
It
They
is
rico,
do
está
really
rico,
feel
good.
está rico.
such a difference. It's like a whole new perfume created because the two of the goodness you're getting from one and the other one.
Yeah. The
This is
saffron
good.
is more like colliding each other
Yeah,
This
from
is
both of
this is
them.
good.
rich. This is rich. This is
Thank you,
And the
Chris.
triangle is
Fruity,
really, really
yeah,
good.
spicy,
dragon.
darker.
All right, hey, I tell you what. I think we've had a great time here. About to find out if this is a baby maker or not. Hey, check it out. We want to thank Rafa for joining us on average, Joe for joining us, my uh my in-home guest forever.
Oh,
And
yes.
hey, you already know we got the good news, the good information over here. More information to come, and we got the guy who knows all the answers, and that's the
Yep.
benefit. Swagged out, swagged out. We out. Peace.
Thank you
Good
guys
night,
for
Take
everybody.
joining.
care.
Happy Saturday.